If you're in sales, especially if you're in sales to buy properties, you're an investor or any freaking type of sales, your job, you have four primary roles that you have to do. Now, you have to decide in your head, do you want to be an amateur salesperson or do you want to be a freaking pro? Let me tell you what the differences are and what the four things that you need to do if you want to be a pro. Well, the first thing is amateurs, what they do is the bare ass minimum. If your company says you have to train an hour a day on sales, on rebuttals, on objections, on frameworks, on word tracks, and you're putting in an hour or less, you're an amateur, right? What is a professional? What do? They practice in the dark. When nobody's looking, they consistently practice time and time again. Anytime they have free time, they're honing in on their craft. They may spend 2 to 3 hours a day listening to sales calls, listening to objections, practicing their frameworks, practicing their tonalities, coming up with different word tracks and rebuttals. When somebody says, they memorize every single thing and they do it in the dark when nobody's looking, and therefore they become the absolute best at what they do. And I can tell you, they're gonna earn 10 to 20 to 50, sometimes even 100% more than what a regular amateur salesperson is going to do. Now, what else does an amateur do versus a professional? Professional sales guy has his day completely outlined the day before, generally the week before. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's going to be doing these four activities. One, he's going to be going on pre-planned, booked appointments to close, right? These appointments that he has on his calendar or her calendar that he's going to go out to actually close, whether it's a phone call or a face-to-face. Two, if they're not on actual appointments, they should be freaking hunting for their next appointment. What do I mean by that? First thing they should do is hunt in their database. All leads that came in that were not converted in the past, they should be having time blocks to go from highest priority to the lowest priority on converting. That means texting, calling, emailing, voicemail, video call. You have to do what the amateurs aren't willing to do. You have to touch all modalities and call the sellers and reach out to the sellers in different ways, multiple touch points all throughout the day. The third thing that a professional is going to do that an amateur probably isn't is if he goes through his database of leads that haven't been converted, then he's going to be on the hunt for new deals. And that could be cold calling, canvassing, marketing, generating leads for him to talk to then book those appointments. Hunting again, he's going to be hunting. Those are the top three. And the fourth thing that a professional salesperson must do in order to make substantially more than the average schmuck out in the street, the average amateur, is this person has to be sharpening his saw and they need to be training all freaking day. If you don't have appointments on your calendar and you've gone through those and you've gone through your time blocks and you've called up people in your database and you've made your dials, by the way, you should have, if you don't have appointments on the board and you rip through your calls in the database, you should say, I'm either going to get a contract today or I'm going to call 200 dials today and I'm not leaving the office until I hit that number. And then the fourth thing you're going to do is you're going to be sharpening the saw and training. You're going to block out an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours of training. Now, how are you going to do this? How am I going to get 3-4 hours of training in? It's called no extra time, net time. And you do that by training when you're multitasking with certain things. So multitasking meaning you're at the gym, you're doing cardio, you're working out. You can listen to sales training. You can listen to get yourself to the next level. If you're going for a walk, you can listen to sales training. If you're in the car, you can listen to your calls that you did in the car, have them preloaded and listen to them to see where you went wrong, where you could have honed in your skills. You could be in the car driving and you can start practicing out loud like a madman your rebuttals, your talk tracks, your tonality. Don't tell me you don't have the time in order to get to the next level. If you want to start making money as a salesperson and in this industry, in real estate investing, you need to do things that the average freaking person is not willing to do. Do it like a pro. Think about, look, I'm not a sports guy, so the analogy might sound a little weird because everybody that knows me knows I'm not a sports guy, but I know enough about sports that I know that Michael Jordan, he didn't just do the bare ass minimum for practice. After practice, before practice, this dude was out there free throwing. He was out there practicing in the dark when nobody was looking. And that's why he became the best, because he didn't stop. He was relentless. He had a relentless pursuit of becoming a pro. And that vision became reality. If you want to start making some serious money as a real estate investor, you have the ability as a solopreneur with maybe 1 or 2 assistants in your office. You can easily make $500,000 a year, if not $1 million a year, but you gotta work. The question is, are you going to work? Are you going to use these 4 time blocks that I spoke about? Are you going to act like a